You're listening to My Comic Life on the My Comic Life Podcast Network. Welcome back to My Comic Life, folks. We are so thrilled you're joining us for another great action-packed episode, almost 80s action-packed episode, if you can believe that. We're cramming that much action into this episode. Sitting across from me in the My Comic Life studio, the only man I know who can hold his breath underwater longer than Aquaman, Alex. Say hi to the folks there, Alex.
What's going on, all you fans out there? Sam, did you ever used to do that as a kid? You know, whenever the movie would come and they'd have to swim for really far, or did
You
you
would
ever
actually do
hold your
that?
breath during something like? Oh
You
yeah,
would
bro.
you would
Every
test
single
to see
time.
if you could hold your breath, but no, that
Every
never
single
occurred to
time.
me.
Every single time, man. I'll be like, no, if I'm gonna be put in this situation, I'm gonna be ready for it, man. So,
Oh my
just
gosh.
know that if we ever get in any kind of a sphere type of situation where we gotta swim for quite a while, just know I
You
got
know.
you, bro.
Oh my gosh. No, if I ever get bored of a night now, though, yeah, now I'm gonna go back and watch them like aquatic films. Like, all right, man, these dudes held their breath for like this long. All right, I'm gonna start to see now. Hold the breath, and we go.
I'm telling you, man, it's definitely Feel free to comment down below. You guys go ahead and do it. Participate at home. But,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, kind of a longer show for you guys last week, so we condensed it down this week to give you guys a little bit of a break. So we need to just jump straight into this one, Sam.
Yeah, man, we're kicking things off this week in a galaxy far, far away. On March 30th, Lucasfilm released a trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus expansion into the Star Wars Extended Universe. Star Wars The Bad Batch got, just over a 2-minute introduction that introduced fans to the elite and experimental squad in case they had not previously watched the original Bad Batch episode in the Clone Wars. In the immediate aftermath of the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch, who each possess a singular, exceptional skill that makes them extraordinarily effective soldiers, find themselves in a rapidly changing galaxy. Dave Filoni, who's done The Mandalorian and Star Wars The Clone Wars, returns to the Star Wars universe in an attempt to give eager fans the Star Wars content that they have been craving. It seems the Star Wars universe has hit a bit of a dry spell following The Mandalorian. Do you look forward to this production, Alex?
I know there have been a lot of people out there that are kind of Star Warsed out. I don't see how they could be Star Warsed out, considering that we had such a wide gap between, um, you know, before the Force Awakens came back. But I mean, this one being kind of a little bit different, with it being animated, and it is canon from everything that I know about what Dave Filoni does, and just bringing in Dave Filoni himself to work on it and to kind of spearhead this whole operation. Like, that man is just magic to the I guess we could call it the Lucasverse or whatever you want to but he cannot miss. I am quite excited for this. I'm sorry, fans out there who are big fans of Star Wars and everything. I can't really tell you much about the Clone Wars. I never really watched it. I'm more of just kind of your pure movies and Mando type of guy. But this does look very interesting. I will be watching it. The action looks great. The writing looks amazing. The trailer that we got looked really good. So I don't think that this will kind of run anybody off, or I think that this has the potential to do numbers, and hopefully it will get more than one season. But are you excited for something like this, Sam, or you just kind of just stick to the live action stuff?
No, no. I mean, I'm all for bring on all the Star Wars content you can, as long as it's quality, like the Mandalorian. And I mean, you just as we pointed out here, Dave Filoni from the Mandalorian is working on this series. So yes, I'm excited. I'm kind of playing catch up right now, and much to the chagrin of many My Comic Life fans, I'm starting out with Star Wars Rebels, which I know is way out of like where you should be starting your Star Wars experience. I don't know why Rebels just grabbed me a little bit more than like Clone Wars, but my friend Johnny's been shouting at me. He's like, dude, no, stop watching Rebels. Like, right now, you got to go back and watch Clone Wars, or certain plot points are not going to make sense to you in Rebels. And he's actually right. Like, I got to a point, I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I had to contact him, like, what's going on? He's like, go back and watch the Clone Wars. So I'm a little late to the game. I did not watch these on Cartoon Network when they aired, but thanks to Disney Plus, friend of the show, yes,
Friend of the show.
I am, I am watching these now. This trailer really got me excited. I didn't know much about the Bad Batch. But from this trailer, it looks like they either weren't programmed at Order 66 or they ignored Order 66. And like I said, like the first part of the trailer seems to take place during the Clone Wars, kind of showing off all their skills and building up their camaraderie. But then it shows, like, the second half of this trailer delved into like a post Order 66 universe, and these guys appear to have struck out on their own, and like they are being hunted by the Empire, and they want nothing to do with the Empire. And to me, that's a pretty cool plot. Like you get like your most badass, most elite unit. Like the ones that run all the suicide missions, and you find out, hey man, like they're no longer following orders. In fact, they're branching out and doing their own thing, and they're fighting against the establishment. I mean, all those things I can totally get behind. If you're curious, the first episode is appearing May 4th, Star Wars Day. Great timing to drop it right there. But it's a 70-minute premiere. Do you have your popcorn ready, Alex? Or, I mean, like, is 70 minutes too long? I mean, that's almost a movie there, man, for like a TV show, like pilot. I mean, like, that's almost like a made-for-TV movie. Like, too much, or are you okay with it being that long?
I think by that time I'll be fine with it because May 4th is because if you remember, previous episode, guys, go back and listen. But we talked about how they after Falcon and the Winter Soldier wraps, there's just this long gap before Loki, and now I see why. Is because they have the Bad Batch they're fitting that in there, and they kind of want the focus to just be on them. So I will be, if I gotta watch the Bad Batch in order to guarantee me, more Star Wars high quality projects from Disney Plus to be put on the small screen, so far Disney has been earning my money every month, and so I'm just gonna tune in to basically whatever they put out when it comes to the stuff that I like, your Marvel, your Star Wars, even the Simpsons, some of that Nat Geo stuff. I like all of it, but 70 minutes for a premiere is, yeesh, I might, hopefully I'll be able to get the kids to kind of calm down enough to where I can enjoy it. Like, I'll be like, hey, quiet down, Dad's watching his cartoon. So hopefully I will. But what about you, Sam? I mean, I know you don't necessarily have the same. We have the same hectic schedules, just different. Different branches of that tree.
Oh no, man! Like I'll totally sit down of like a Friday night, and like crack open like maybe like a little bit of whiskey and sit down with my Star Wars and just chill and relax. But yeah, no, yeah. If there's gonna be a Marvel drought, I mean, kudos to Disney's programming schedule. Yeah, if you're gonna give me a bit of a Marvel drought, then yeah, give me some quality Star Wars programming there. And yeah, I mean, like this looks like a fun, great show. And like you, I've really been. And once again, Disney Plus is not sponsoring this show, but I've been getting my money's worth out of Disney Plus. Yeah, Marvel, Star Wars, and damn it, I didn't want to like this show, but I've watched 2 episodes of it, and like it's starting to win me over. I'm watching the Mighty Ducks show. It just started. Wow. Yeah, dang it, Emilio.
And that's not to say that we haven't been because I feel like I've been getting my money's worth with HBO.
Oh yeah, no HBO. Yeah, no.
Even CBS and all that. So
yeah.
You guys feel free to contact us should you we're not married to any particular
no we are not
service. Our schedules are open, so just go ahead and hit that hotline. You have Sam will get with you on how to contact us way later on in the show, but please continue, Sam.
You want us to review your streaming service and tell us tell our fans what we love about it. Yeah, come on down, man. My Comic Life. But yeah, no, I was always a fan of like the Mighty Duck films, and like, man, like I thought this show was going to be cheesy, man, but oh my gosh, it's kicking me right in the nostalgia feels, and I'm like, oh no, Flying V, yes, bring back the Flying V. But yes, no, if there's no Marvel and there's no Mighty Ducks, then yes, bring on the Star Wars. Yeah, so no, I'm excited for this. Like I said, I'll sit down of a Friday night or a not date night, and I'll watch it. It's fun. I am down for that. But hey, folks,
Absolutely.
jumping over to the DC universe, we got some casting news about what 2 Thursdays ago, a week ago. Of course, DC had to drop this on a Thursday, which is our show day, and so we don't try to let anything else, populate our My Comic Life Facebook page, but this awesome show on Thursdays. We just got our scheduling mixed up with DC over there. Sorry guys, we'll try to get back on
Yeah,
track with you.
that was that one was us. That was
Yeah,
our
our
fault.
bad, our bad. But but some exciting casting news. Pierce Brosnan joins the cast of Black Adam. Pierce Brosnan has secured his first superhero role. Now, many of you will know Brosnan, who was famous for his tenure as the legendary super spy James Bond, and he was on the TV show Remington Steele back in the 80s. But he will be
Oh,
donning the
hubba
helmet.
hubba.
Yeah, 80s Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, baby. But he will be confirmed to be donning the helmet of fate in the upcoming Black Adam film. So, of course, he will be Dr. Fate. Are you excited for this casting news, Alex? Was there anybody else who you would rather see wear the helmet than Pierce Brosnan? And if so, who?
Oh man, I know we were talking about this earlier, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and have that one. But I think somebody else that I would like to see donning the helmet of fate, maybe. And I know he's already worked for DC, but they've been kind of rebooting the whole movie cinematic universe for so long that I would like to see Liam Neeson. I guess I would like him to
Really?
be. Yeah, I feel he's tall enough. He's like 6'8" or however the hell he's like the world's biggest Irishman, but he's and I feel like his voice would be really good underneath the helmet of fate, and I think he has the chops to definitely pull it off. He has the presence to pull it off, and he'd be he could be funny at times. He's shown to have a great sense of humor, and he can of course he's an action star.
Yeah,
But
from all the Taken movies.
I do I think this Pierce Brosnan thing might be it's a solid choice. When I saw it, I was like, oh, it really did perk my ears up. But I mean, we were talking earlier, and we had run across somebody who you felt should have been the first call. So why don't you go ahead and share that with the fans?
Yeah. So we were talking about this earlier, and I had one guy pop in my mind, and then you told me that this guy was like runner up for this role, and I thought they should have offered it to him first. And I'm sorry, friend of the show here, if I butcher your name, I sincerely apologize. Oded Fehr or Oded Federer. You would know him from The Mummy, Deuce Bigelow, Resident Evil films.
Oh, I forgot he was in Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah. Um, yeah, no. Oded, I think. Oh my gosh, he's already played sort of like a mysterious magi in The Mummy, and he sort of played like a badass, like
I think he
Umbrella
played Chris
Corporation.
Redfield.
I can't quite remember. It's been so long since I've seen the Resident
Maybe I'm
Evil
wrong.
films, but he played a badass soldier in like the Resident Evil films, and he's got this kind of deep, mysterious voice, and like just the look of him screams, mystic or wizard or powerful person, and oh my gosh, yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I'm still excited to see Pierce Brosnan. I really do think he's going to do the role justice. I think Pierce Brosnan is a great actor. Uh, I just, man, like as soon as you said Oded Fehr, I was just like, crap, man, like that is almost like spot on perfect. Um, my only other choice that like I would kind of like it really comes to mind right away that I would possibly like to see play this role is former Doctor Who alum Christopher Eccleston. I
Oh,
think
you
I
think
think
so?
yeah, man. I think he's kind of funny and he's kind of mysterious. I think he could have done a really good job. Um, just from Doctor Who alone, like he sold me as somebody who could be you know kind of mysterious and yet funny and yeah, no, so yeah, definitely, like I said, Pierce Brosnan will do this role justice and he will be badass in it. But yeah, I would have gone.
As long as they don't, as long as they finally can break away from chaining, Kevin Hart to to Dwayne Johnson. I think I'll be okay with that. Like, I know it sounds like it would be a great movie. You know you have Kevin Hart as Doctor Fate. That could definitely be something, but it's not going to be what fans are looking for. So he could be in there in some capacity, but let's keep it as character centric as we possibly can, please.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna make a third Jumanji film repair
Hey man,
Kevin
those Jumanji
or
films they
reteam.
hit though.
They do.
They
They
hit
do.
though.
So yeah. So I would say my top two, yeah, would have been Oded for or Christopher Eccleston. What about you? Like, or are you just like I'm 100% sold? Nobody else needs to try to step up and take this role, or like who are you thinking?
I'm sold on Brosnan, man. I think it was a great choice. Like, in fact, I had to actually like type in like other people who could possibly play him. But I mean, there are plenty of other people that are slated to be in this movie. I mean, you've got Aldous Hodge, who's going to be playing Hawkman. I think there is Adam Smasher is going to be in there,
Yeah, yeah.
and
This film is looking to set up and establish the Justice Society of America. It kind of predates the Justice League of America. This was like, like the first, they were the golden age, kind of crime fighting team up. They appeared in the comics of the 1940s. And yeah, so like you were just saying, original members included Doctor Fate, Hourman, the Spectre, Sandman, Atom, Flash, uh, Green Lantern, Hawkman. But they've had a long and varied roster, much like the Justice League have. Are there any other like JSA members that you want to see fill out this roster, or would you like to see like make a cameo in here, Alex?
I know they already have Hawkman, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone are already, and Doctor Fate, excuse me, are already slated to be in here. I would like to see. I mean, we got now that you keep talking, you sold me. We got to get Oded in here somehow, whether he's the Spectre or the Sandman
Oh,
or
he would
something.
make such a good Spectre.
Yeah, So I think if we get him in as a Spectre for the Sandman, I hate to say like Tom Hiddleston or something because it's just almost too easy. But and then we've got the Flash. Excuse me, hold on.
Are you cracking one open
Anybody
for?
but Ezra Miller as the Flash would be great.
Well, I think this is like the first Flash, like Jay Garrick, so predating Barry Allen or Wally West. Just like this was oh my gosh, I'm gonna blank on his name, but pre Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Like these are like golden age, characters here.
Right. But no, I think we could have the Justice Society is kind of so like eclectic that you could almost insert anybody in there because these are not your normal run of, like you say, the Green Lantern, and this is your old school Green Lantern, like your yellow cape wearing Green
Yeah,
Lantern that they're talking about here. Or like you said, your Flash. This is your golden age of Flash, of wearing looking like what's like Hermes, like
yeah. When he wore the silver helmet with like the two wings on either side.
so. Looking at stuff like that, that would be really cool. If for Green Lantern, maybe I would put Hayden Christensen. He's
Really?
not. Yeah, he's gonna be getting some work in the what's it called, the Ben Kenobi
Yeah,
show
yeah,
on
yeah. The Obi-Wan
coming to
Kenobi.
Disney Plus soon. So I feel like he's due for a kind of renaissance, and I really hope that he gets one because I feel like he was really underrated as his work as Anakin Skywalker. But I mean, do you have you got any kind of theories or anybody you got lined up for any of these?
I mean, I would like to see the Spectre brought to screen. Just his whole kind of like like mystique or like background of his character of like, hey, like if you were like unjustly murdered, or like what I mean, or like crimes of like unjust crimes like committed against you, like he would come back as almost like a literal spirit of vengeance, to like right those wrongs, to right those kind of unsolved unsolved murders, and he would either get you to confess almost, or he'd kill you, just to kind of like
Yeah.
balance out the equation there and right the wrong. Another one I would love to see, Wildcat. He was a sort of a heavyweight boxer back during the golden era, and he accidentally or inadvertently became entangled in the criminal underworld without kind of meaning to. He kind of stumbled into it in like the world of boxing and betting and such, and he created the Wildcat persona in there to kind of clear his name. But I mean, just seeing a guy who's like, hey, I'm flat out just like a boxer, man, and like I'm just gonna dress up in like a cat costume and just wail on you. Uh, that's either gonna look really funny. Yeah, I know. See, you're already laughing. Go go get me Sylvester Stallone or Dolph Lundgren,
Oh
or
no.
if you want a more modern action star, go get me Scott Adkins. Yeah, great martial artist there, and underrated action star if you ask me. But go get me one of those guys and put him in the Wildcat costume, and that'd be fun. Also, Starman, the predecessor to Stargirl, was once again a Golden Age hero, and that's just a cool hero with some cool powers, and that's always fun to see. So, any one of those three, you could even do like a Golden Age Black Canary if you wanted to. There,
Oh,
she'd
for
be
sure.
she'd be fun to see up on the big screen. So yeah, any of those heroes could fill those spots for me.
I'd like to see him pick up, some of the, like your Oscar Isaacs, or your John Boyegas. Some of these Disney cast-offs, man. This DC needs to
Yeah.
go ahead and scoop these guys up, get some star power in these movies.
Well, I hate to break it to you. I just saw a video this week online of Oscar Isaac doing show prep for Moon Knight. So breaking
Yeah, that's
breaking
right.
news
That's your
there.
guy
Yeah,
right there. That's your
yeah.
guy.
I was still
Oh
fighting so
shit.
hard for Keanu to get that role, but Oscar, I'm still thrilled and excited that you got it, and I know you're going to make a badass Moon Knight. So I mean, I'm not even worried there. Um, But yeah, Black Adams is the second New Line DC film following 2019 Shazam, and is headed toward an April production date now that it has secured its cast. So, I mean, as soon as we get like an official release date, we will let you guys know. But yeah, overall, yeah, excited excited for seeing the JSA on the screen. Of course, love The Rock. The dude's badass. Excited to see him play Black Adams, and yes, excited to see Pierce Brosnan donning the helmet of fate. Alex, you got anything else you want to add to this here?
Not when it comes to this. I'm just kind of eager to see, because I know it's in like super pre-production right now. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm waiting
eager
for
to see
that
just how
first
many.
trailer to drop.
Yeah, that's not gonna be for a while. I mean, if they're just starting production right now, it's all like you even look it up, and it's nothing but fan trailers, and it's all like super cuts of Jumanji and the Scorpion King and stuff, and it's just really really done badly. So stay away from that. Keep paying attention to this show. We'll make sure, if they ever do put out something that's worthwhile, we'll be sure to let you guys know.
Yeah. But hey, jumping from the DC universe over to the Marvel universe, it's time to delve into the latest episode of The Falcon and Winter Soldier. The second
Oh yeah.
installment
Spoiler
aired.
alert,
Yeah, sorry,
ladies and
spoiler
gentlemen.
alert here. Yeah, spoiler here. I'm gonna give you my famous four countdown. Four, three, two, one. Pause the episode here. Watch the show. Come back. You've been spoiled alerted. The second installment of Falcon and the Winter Soldier aired on Disney Plus on March 26th with an episode titled "The Star Spangled Man." John Walker appears on Good Morning America and reveals his desire to live up to Roger's mantle. Barnes tells Wilson what he should have done was kept the shield, and decides to accompany Wilson to Munich, where the Flag Smashers and their leader, Carly, oh man, I'm going to bust up on this,
Morgenthau.
Morgenthau, thank you, are stealing a shipment of medicine. Wilson and Barnes attack the group, but they are all super soldiers and overpower the pair. Walker and Lamar Hoskins arrive to help, but the Flag Smashers escape. Walker wants to work with Barnes and Wilson's, but they refuse. Traveling to Baltimore, Barnes introduced Wilson to Isaiah Bradley, a veteran super soldier who fought the Winter Soldier in the Korean War. Bradley refuses to help them uncover information about super soldiers due to being imprisoned and experimented on by the U.S. government and Hydra for 30 years. Barnes is arrested for missing mandated therapy appointment, but Walker has him released. Barnes and Wilson again refuse to work with Walker, and Barnes suggests to Wilson that they visit the imprisoned Baron Zemo. Alex, we're getting a more in-depth look at John Walker in this episode. What do you think of him?
I really liked that they took time out of this episode, the first part of this episode, to really kind of delve into John Walker and who he was. It kind of threw you off because at the beginning, at the end of last episode, you were like, who the hell is this douchebag? Like you're just like, who's this guy who's thinking he's Captain America all of a sudden? So you go into this episode like John Walker, douchebag. You watch a little bit of it and you're like, oh, John Walker, not a bad guy. And then by the end of the episode, you're like, oh, nope, John Walker, douchebag. So it's a real roller coaster, and it was really fun to ride on. Weird, but I this John, I think that he so badly wants to live up to Roger's mantle that it's gonna be his undoing. Like he should just try and be his own. Stop trying to be Steve and just be John. But I don't think it's in his character, and I don't think the pressure. You got to imagine the pressure of being Captain America has got to be immense. So man, I want to like this guy, but he just keeps making all these terrible decisions. So it'll be really really interesting to see what they do with the character. But what do you think of John Walker?
I think you summed it up perfectly. First part of the episode, like when he's running out and with like the marching band, my first thought was John Walker, Star Spangled Douchebag, you know, uh, and then like I was like, okay, I want to like this guy, but then you get to this scene where it's like they've just let the Flag Smashers escape and they're riding back in his army truck. And John Walker just doesn't know when to shut the heck up, man. I mean, come on. But he turns to Sam and he goes, hey, I could use Cap's, number one wingman. Oh my gosh. I wanted to reach through the TV and punch him in the face. Cap would have never called Sam his wingman. Cap always considered Sam and Bucky like his equals. Like they weren't his sidekicks. They were his partners, man. And God. I mean, kudos to the writing, man. Like,
just stuck it in and twisted it.
Just stick that in and twist it. I think even like Sam like makes some sort of comment of like you don't know like when to shut up, and like he dies out of the truck and everything. So no, once again, douchebag, And at the end, like when he's like at the Baltimore police station, and he's hamming it up and everything, and like he like sets off the sirens like in the parking lot, and, like waves real big at the guy.
Even using the siren to get his attention.
His attention, yes. I was just like, again, double Star Spangled Douchebag, man. I'm just like, dude, stop trying so hard, man. Like you are trying way too hard. I think you put it better. Like he is trying so hard to be Captain America, and he is falling hard on his face, man. And he should just be trying to be John Walker. But as this episode description said, there were super soldiers here in this episode, like 8 of them.
Yeah, that was a real surprise.
Yeah, that was weird to see. Do you have any theories as to where these super soldiers are coming from, Alex?
Oh man, not as of this time that I can speak of, because we like to give our fans, a week to kind of get caught up. But I did have a question for you, and this is kind of a little bit off script, but do you recognize any kind of correlation between the Flag Smashers and kind of what goes? Because when I watch it and I see these Flag Smashers and everything, I'm like, oh man, I get this kind of Thanos was right type of mentality about it, where I'm like, you know what, they're kind of, their heart's in the right place, because to them it's like, they've been here through that 5-year gap, and they had to live through that, and they came together with society and everything like that. And then once once everybody got unsnapped, things went back to the way they were. They were back to being cast aside and stuff like that. Do you see any correlation between what the Flag Smashers are experiencing and kind of what and this is pure speculation. Please don't, this is all devil's advocate work and everything, but like Sam, throughout this entire pandemic, you were considered an essential worker. For a period of time there was, I was furloughed, but then I was brought back as an essential worker. Do you think that there's a correlation between the flag smashers and the essential workers as far as it's like, these people were, we had to work this whole time throughout this pandemic and we didn't get jack, you know, but we got cast to the side once we got on the other side of this. Do you think they're doing something like that on purpose, or is it just am I just like wearing the tinfoil hat on something like this? Like, please tell me I'm wrong, Sam.
Uh, I mean, I don't see it quite like that, man. I'm not going to say that you're crazy. That's a very fascinating theory. No, but the part of your theory that I totally agree with is like they liked the world post snap, like like all these countries coming together, to, like share resources, like pool what they had, work together because I mean like you had to pull together like during this time because I mean yeah, like half the world's population was gone. How was infrastructure? How was government? How were we all going to survive? And you saw this great coming together of like all these people and like really digging in and like like it wasn't like country against country. It was just people working together
Right.
as hard as they can to survive. And then like you put it best, like um, reverse the snap and everybody comes back and all the borders and all the walls come back, and just everything goes back to like it was before. And like these people are like, hey, like what happened to all this great, come on everybody, get up there and help your neighbor. Like where did that
Yeah,
mentality
like I thought this
go?
was a brand new world, and it turns
Yeah.
out to be the same.
No, so like in like that regard, like yeah, like I I understand why the flag smashers are so mad and everything. I just don't agree with like the way they're going about like getting their message across. Um,
Okay, so
so
let me
yeah,
go ahead and just take this tinfoil hat off then. All right,
okay.
excuse me, excuse. Now we can go. So the super soldiers. Oh man, I honestly couldn't tell you where they. Do I think they were developed using Isaiah Bradley? I do, as a matter of fact, because they didn't have Cap. As a result of the events of Endgame, they didn't have Cap. But it was something to do with Isaiah Bradley. I think is what was where they came from. But
Oh
what
man,
about you?
that part of the episode was just heartbreaking and devastating. Just to hear that like he had been experimented on, and like locked up, and
Yeah.
like even like locked up, they were just like, like you're gonna be like our test subject. That his whole description of that was just brutal, gut wrenching, heartbreaking. I felt awful for the guy. Yeah, no, I can't believe you know that happened. Do you think this is the last we're gonna see of Isaiah Bradley, like, or you know, or maybe someone in Isaiah Bradley's family if you read the comic books?
Okay. All right, so let me get the. Hold on. I gotta get the tinfoil hat back out. All right,
Okay,
it's
okay.
getting back on.
The
So
truth is
I
out there,
think
Alex.
it's out there, bro. Like you gotta overstand, man. You gotta open your third eye. No, um, I think that the young kid that was with Isaiah, that was kind of his. I guess that was his grandson or his nephew, or I don't know who it was. I'm sure it's in the comic books. I just have not gotten quite there yet. I have ordered, the graphic novel that does explain who Isaiah Bradley is and his origin and everything like that. But I think that that kid will get hurt and will need a blood transfusion from none other than Isaiah Bradley, because I know that's how it happens in the comic books, and that's how he becomes. That's how he becomes like a super soldier, and he joins, I think, Young Justice, or not Young
Young
Justice.
Avengers, yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
Young Avengers. There it is.
Yeah,
Woo, man. Oh,
he becomes the Patriot
that's
in
right.
the Young Avengers, and he
So
kind of wields
I think that's how they're gonna do it
yeah.
in this show. That'd be my theory, and I don't know if you think any different, or if that's just kind of you know. Why don't you
I
get?
hadn't
I mean,
I
I
hadn't
hope
gone.
not, because like you said, that was just like that was such an amazing part of this episode, for it to be full of all that action and the fighting and the explosions and everything like that, and then it just like stop your heart cold and be like, this is man was wronged by like by the U.S. government and the foreign adversary for 3 decades, and to experience that through Sam's eyes
Yeah.
was just like that was I don't know if they could have told that part of the story any better, to tell you the truth, man. That was like that's why every time we talk about this show, I'm always like, oh dude, it's the best show I've ever seen in my life. Like it's like I honestly mean that because of the little moments like this where they do deal with things that you wouldn't normally think of would happen in somebody who's an Avenger's life. You wouldn't think that an Avenger would have to deal with something like that. So it's really really cool to witness, and the writing is just like, oh man, it's just whip smart in this show. I really love it. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Sam.
No, I was gonna say I hadn't gone that far down the rabbit hole of considering how they were gonna pull Isaiah Bradley's grandson in there to like make him the Patriot. But man, give me some of that tinfoil and make me a hat. I love that theory that something's gonna happen and he's gonna have to get like an immediate blood transfusion, and that's what's gonna give him super. Yes, yes, Alex. I'm gonna come sit next to you in your basement wearing the tinfoil hat, man.
We're gonna be. I got plenty of canned beans, dude, so you're more than welcome, dude.
You sold me on that one. I like it. Yeah, no, I hope it happens exactly that way. Like that is like perfect for me. So
And
yes.
what do you think about the very end there, man? When they had and I know this is kind of a shorter episode, so we do have a little bit of time. Do you want to get into the Zemo? That I mean, mind blown, dude.
Yeah,
Like, tell me about it, Sam.
Yeah, when he was like, I got to go back to see Zemo. Either Bucky's really got his head on straight, or he's crazy, man. Because I mean, like this was the guy that like zapped his brain the last time, and so yikes. Yeah, no, the fact that Bucky like so calmly was just like, yeah, let's go dig up our old buddy Zemo there, like just no big deal, like nothing. And I was like, Buck, I was like, buddy, are you crazy? Like, there's got to be somebody else you can go to. This guy wrecked your life, man, and you just want to go back and talk to him. That will definitely be exciting to see in the next episode what role Baron Zemo plays. Yeah, what did you think at the end when he was like, "Hey, let's go see Zemo"?
I mean, we've known, if you guys pay attention to the show or pay attention to the Facebook page or any of the things that we put out, our Twitter page or anything, we've known that Zemo was going to be a substantial part of this show for a while, but I thought it was gonna be like he had already like busted out somehow. I didn't know that he was still gonna be in jail, so that was a nice little surprise for me.
Yeah, I remember our original theory was that during the snap, that whatever prison he was in, all those people had gotten snapped away, and he had busted himself out. So the fact that he was still in prison post snap is interesting.
Absolutely. So I mean, oh man, so we've come to the part of the episode, man. You got to tell me what would you rate this?
This one solid 8.8 to 8.9, almost reaches that A plus territory for me. Gets a solid, B plus. Like I said, 8.8 to 8.9, solid B plus. A strong second outing for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Hits some really, really strong emotional points with with going more in depth with John Walker, learning about Isaiah Bradley, and then like that. Their therapy session together, which we didn't even touch on, but yeah, like Bucky and Sam and like therapy together, and like the line
Oh
of
my
like,
god, dude! I did totally like we've been talking about so much stuff that happened in
I
this
know,
episode. I totally forgot about the marriage counseling, man.
yeah,
God, what like I was like holding my stomach. I was laughing so hard at that
I
part
was
of the
laughing up
show.
until Bucky was like, "You didn't take up the shield, so what if Cap's assessment of you was wrong, which means he was wrong about me?" And like that one, like kind of gut punched me a little
Like,
bit, and I was like, "Oh,
boom!
yeah."
Just
I was like,
truth bomb, dude.
Yeah, I was like, no, Bucky, you're good, man. You're on the right path. Keep going, man. So I mean,
I believe in you.
yes, I believe in you,
James
Bucky.
Buchanan.
Yes, I believe in you. Oh man, but yeah. So all of that leads to solid 8.8, 8.9 episode. Loved it. So excited. This show is going in such a great direction. What about you, Alex?
This is the first of the. I think this is the first of the Disney Plus Marvel movie that I'm. This is venturing into the ninth category for me, or the ninth territory for
Wow.
me, man. Yeah, this
The
is
A
getting up there. Like this
category.
one, this had everything that you. This was like my Winter Soldier in a TV episode, man. It had everything that you wanted in it. It was that good. It was since like from the very beginning. You get everything that you get with John Walker at the very beginning. You get an explanation on who the Flag Smashers are and what they represent. You get Barnes and Wilson can finally come together and get squash some beef and figure get agree to figure these things out. You get Isaiah Bradley, who sadly I was hoping he was gonna. I was kind of sad that's the way that they wrote him in there, as kind of already being like washed up and kind of on the other side of the hill. I would have loved to have seen a younger Isaiah Bradley, but I was just happy to get him you know in any way, shape, or form. And it was just like it had everything in it, man. And then at the very end, they're like, we're gonna give you even more of the next episode because we're bringing in Zemo. So it's just like it was. Ah man, it was. So I gave this one at least. This is a 9.0 for me. This one
Wow.
is a 9.0 for me. Absolutely.
All right, all right. A plus from Alex. All right, well, folks, this wraps up this episode of My Comic Life. First of all, I want to give a shout out to our My Comic Life fan of the week, Mr. Cameron Heaton. Thank you so much, sir, for subscribing to our YouTube channel and commenting on our videos there.
Shout out Cameron.
Shout out Cameron.
Batman is still better. Batman is still better.
Cameron, sir, you rock. You are our My Comic Life fan of the week. We once again thank you for subscribing and commenting. Cameron, you're awesome, sir. Again, apologies to Kevin Smith, man. Sorry, we just ran out of time. Couldn't get you on this week. We're gonna try for next week. I swear. I swear.
Friend of the
Friend
show.
of the show. Look, if you want us to talk about a certain topic, like if you're like, hey, I never hear you talk about video games, or hey, I want to hear you do more top 10 lists, or hey, I want to hear Alex and Sam debate, which X-Men films are the best and which ones suck. Email us. Email us at realmycomiclife@gmail.com. Again, that email address is realmycomiclife@gmail.com with your show ideas. We will try our best to throw them in there. Continue to, just spread the word. Like our YouTube channel. Like and, subscribe to our Facebook page. Comment and talk to us there. We try to get back to you guys as quickly as possible. And as always, we appreciate you listening. So, ditch the herd. Be a nerd. Stay strong out there, my friends.